Hey YouTube, Maddie's Daddy 12 here. Going to talk to you guys about some more altered art stuff. People have been wanting to know how I do the removing of the secret or the background on these secret rares and stuff like that. So a lot of it is people just really love this Cyber Dragon. I get a lot of compliments on it. So today I'm going to do a second Cyber Dragon. So I'm going to show you guys how to make this look like that. So, yeah, guys, let's say hi to Sidekicker 08.
What's up, guys? I'm running the camera.
Alright, guys. First thing, I use Germex, the back half of a knife. You can use a pocket knife. I've heard some people tell me that they want to use butter knives instead of this. That should work fine also, but I really like the flat edge that this gives you. And you'll need some paper towels, and then the secret rare card of choice. From my experience, I have learned that the older secret rares do pretty good. The newer secret rares, like from Hidden Arsenal, you'll see that just kind of get spots get left. It's hard to get all of it off on those. And then, you know, here you can see it's a lot cleaner on the older card than it is on the newer card. So keep that in mind when you choose your card. And let's get started. So I'm just going to put just a spot of Germex on the card and just spread it out. Set for just a few seconds. Usually let it set for about 30 seconds just to get started. I'm going to take the back half of the knife and just slowly start to pull that off. Now, when you do this, don't really think of this as scratching the background off, because when you do that, you have a tendency of pressing a lot harder than what you really need to. So let's think of this more of using just a blunt, sharp object to, or just a blunt object to rub the ink off. Because like I said, you really don't want to use a lot of pressure on this, because the more pressure you use, the more likely you are going to damage the card. And you're just going to keep working your way around the card until you get to the edge of this puddle. Once you get to the edge of the puddle, I'll show you what to do in just a sec. This is also something where you can put tape around the edge of the picture to avoid doing what I just did right there. You can see where I went down into the border. If you put tape around the border, you can avoid stuff like that happening. However, I don't like putting tape around the border whenever I do this, just because if you don't put the tape on exactly right, the sanitizer will puddle in the corners of the tape, and that's no good. It leaves bad marks on the card whenever stuff like that happens. Alright, now I'm not quite finished with this spot yet.
Time for some elevator music.
Time for some elevator music. Give us some background music, Sidekicker.
Yeah.
Some beatboxing or anything?
Nah.
No?
Not feeling it today.
Not feeling it today. Alright. Wipe your knife off. Whoa.
Spin. You gotta spin the Cyber Dragon.
Spin the Cyber Dragon. Now we're just going to take the paper towel, keeping the sanitizer away from the edge of the card. I'm just going to wipe it off. Alright, there you go, guys. There's the first part of it. And then I'm just going to basically just rinse and repeat until I'm done with this card. Once again, just put the little puddle. I usually keep the puddles about the size of a dime, maybe a quarter. Let it set for just a second. And then it's just enough to let the ink start to lift. And then just work your way around that where that puddle is at. Also remember that this sanitizer will pull off any of the picture that you're willing to rub on. So if I was to start rubbing on the Cyber Dragon itself, it would pull off the picture of the Cyber Dragon. So when you start choosing your knife, that's one reason why I like using the knife with the point as opposed to the butter knife, is because I like to be able to get up in here and get this little spot like right there that I just got. If I'm using a butter knife, I don't believe I can get that because the butter knife has the rounded edge. Now we're just going to wipe that spot off. And I mean, you can see I've missed a little bit of spots through there. It's not really that big of a deal. I can always come back and just take that off later. Just put your spot back on there. Let's spread it out just a little bit. The more background you're wanting to take off, the more sanitizer you'll use. Like there, I didn't need as much because the spot was much smaller than, say, what I'm doing right now. And once you have it started, like right here, it's normally pretty easy to just go ahead and continue. Like right now, it's wanting to be a little stubborn. I need to wait just a second before I get started back again. I don't know what you guys have been doing with your stuff. If you guys are into altering cards, feel free to post some video responses, especially if you do this kind of stuff. If you do this kind of stuff, I'd really like to see. I'd like to see what some of the other techniques and stuff are that people are using. Anything to say, Sidekicker? You're pretty content over there.
I'm just thinking of how boring this video is going to be, watching you do this whole card. But if they want to see it, they want to see it.
Yeah. Sidekicker's not into the altering stuff quite as much as I am.
Oh, but yet I put an amazing binder on your channel for you.
Yes, the binder was really cool.
By the way, guys, go check that out.
Yes, go check out GHopper85. That was an amazing video.
It was actually not G Hopper's binder. It was his buddy, but it was his buddy's YouTube channel.
Okay.
So Craig is not G Hopper.
Craig is not GHopper?
Yeah, Craig is G Hopper's buddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, you can see I'm starting to have a little bit of trouble here in the corner. My sanitizer is a little thin. You can do this one of two ways. I can either wipe this off and start back over, or I can just put another spot right there where I'm having the trouble at. And continue. Alright, guys. That's about all the time I've got right now. So I'm going to finish this card later. It's going to eventually end up looking like this. So, yeah. That's how I do it, guys. Comment down below. Make sure you subscribe. Show us how much you love us.
Peace out, YouTube.